Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming concert featuring Dreamer and the Hoping Machine, which is a new band name to me, but the guests are very familiar. Beginning in no particular order, Jean Littlejohn, who's on often from Family Folk Machine, is here.
Hi, Dennis.
Welcome, Jean. Alma Drake, same. Also, a regular guest from Family Folk Machine, Laurie Haag. Laurie, welcome. And Craig Klocke, known also as Pappy. Nice to have you here as well.
Thank you.
So this is a concert coming up the 26th of February, and it comes out of Family Folk Machine. So Jean or Alma, who wants to tell me the origin story of Dreamer and the Hoping Machine?
Dreamer and the Hoping Machine is actually a line from a Woody Guthrie lyric that he never finished into a song. And the song was written when the Guthrie family opened up the archive to songwriters across the country, and the song was written by Jay Farrar and another team of friends, and they recorded it, and it was lovely, and we loved it. And of course, Woody Guthrie is one of our patron saints of the Family Folk Machine. So after I think it was the spring concert last year, Pappy said to me while we were tearing down at the lovely Englert Theater, he said, "Is there any reason we couldn't be a band?" And I couldn't think of any reasons, so said, actually, here's my thought. Let's do the original songs that have been written that we've done once, and that, we want to give and it's the really cool thing about the way we're doing it is, usually we find a song that we like and we arrange it to be done by a choir. But in this case, we're finding these songs that were written to be done by a choir, and we're arranging them for a band. And so it's sort of that reverse process, which makes it really, really fun and interesting. And we've taken some of these songs and really done some things to them, and I hope we're forgiven. We have made some changes in arrangements.
You all have been on the show many times, and we've talked a lot, Jean, about the Family Folk Machine and the compositions and the songwriting workshops and all the new music that you create for every one of your concerts. But until this moment, it never really occurred to me that in most cases, those songs have their little moment in the sun when they are performed for the show. They're kind of a theme with. Yeah. And then they're kind of ephemeral. Then they kind of go away. And I bet that there have been a lot of real gems that you have wished you could revisit.
Absolutely. And it's one of the great things about being able to create your own original music is that you're trying to arrange songs into a theme to make a coherent statement at a concert, and you have the power to say, I wish there were a song that did exactly this, and you've got people who can make that happen, and it's just amazing. But then, you're not going to be able to pull that song out for a very different occasion if you're, again, trying to make a coherent, concert theme later. So this is just such a fun solution to wanting to give some of those excellent songs new life in a new way, and I'm particularly excited about some of the songwriters from the Family Folk Machine who are not in the band, but who will be able to be at the concert in the audience and hear these things that they wrote come back and come through in a new way. So I think that'll be fun.
Craig, this was kind of your idea. You get the credit or perhaps the blame.
Well, it seemed like a logical progression. In Iowa City is the city of literature with its highly vaunted writers' workshop, that there should be something along the lines of a songwriters workshop, and we already had one in place. We were already doing it and have been for quite a while now.
Maybe it came on you gradually, but when was the moment when you were playing one of these songs thinking there's a lot more life in this than what maybe we're giving it right now?
Pretty much all along.
There have been some amazing songs written. And it's just, the joy of digging back in and saying, oh, I forgot about this one. This one was so great. Yeah. And really thinking, at the time when you're doing something for a choir, you can't necessarily do all of the weird little cool things that you want to do, because you've got, right now we've got over 100 people in the choir, and that's a big train to drive. But when you have a small, more nimble, yes, a little more nimble, we can do a lot more of the kind of weird, let's shift this into this way. And it's been really just a blast.
Now, I should also say that at the end of the interview, we're going to have a little live in studio and have one of the songs that you'll be able to hear at the concert, which is coming up. There are 4 of you here with us, but the band is even bigger than that. So who else do we have?
We have Geb Thomas on bass, who came. He's been playing around Iowa City for many
Yep.
years.
Know
with
Geb
a lot
well.
of different people.
Anybody who comes to KCCK's Taste of Jazz, he plays with he plays in Ernie Found's band
Okay.
at
Nice.
Taste of Jazz every
Well,
year.
dang, he could have stood right there. And we have Kylie Budden, who is a great guitar player. Works.
Yep.
He's one of the directors at United
for
Action for Youth. And then we have John Reynard, who is our third director in the
From Family
Machine.
Folk, yeah.
And he's playing some keyboard and singing some vocals, and it's really been fun, I think, for the 3 of us to have this little unit that's like, oh, this is so different, this is so cool.
It's fun for me because I'm not in charge.
Laurie, you've been in and around the songwriting game for most of your life, and in most cases, that's a solitary experience, but this is a lot more collaborative. So talk a little bit about the difference between working in Family Folk and then this group, and how that's been a boon or a detriment.
Well, it's been a huge boon to me because actually I am not a songwriter, and I have not written any of these songs, and I'm almost exclusively a side person as being a musician goes. And I've played with Alma numerous times over the years, just backing her up, and been in bands and stuff, but I'm not really in on the songwriting, but I'm in on the song making.
Okay, then even so, you're coming into this with a completely clear lens. You
Yeah.
don't have an emotional attachment to, well, certainly have an emotional attachment to many of these people, but you don't come in going, you don't have a song. You don't have a dog in that hunt.
Exactly.
So when you're experiencing these for the first time, as you've experienced so many songs over the years, talk a little bit about that feeling.
Well, sometimes somebody will say, Alma will say, well, think of REM on this song, or something like that. But a lot of times we just start playing it, and it just starts organically to form into something. A lot of these guys, because they've played it with the chorus before, well, I've been playing with the chorus for a few years now too, so I know some of the songs going in, but they've really taken on a different form as we have played them and added different instruments. And Pappy is an amazing multi-instrumentalist, and he'll say, maybe flute on this one. And the next week it's like, I think I'll play organ on, and it's just like this just constant, playing to people's strengths. And Kylie is an amazing soloist and rhythm guitarist, and we each bring our own thing to it, and the songs just have become this living organism as we work through them.
And part of the songwriting is the melody, and a lot of the songwriters aren't musicians. And so that's our contribution to their song, is creating the melody
Well,
behind it.
and in a lot of ways, the arrangement is just as much part of the song writing as the melody or the words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do some of these songs we've done, and completely they're like other ends of a spectrum, really. And to me, the sign of a really good song is that you can do it in so many different ways, and it still ends
Absolutely.
up. And just as a joke, as a side note, one of the songs that we're doing this spring is "How Can I Keep From Singing?"
Oh, I
which,
remember that
is a
concert.
great old song.
In the folk machine.
In
yeah.
the
Yeah.
folk machine, we've done it. And so as Gene and I were arranging it, it's like it started out in one key signature, or one time signature, and then it went to another one, and then it was like, oh, we could do it in 5. Oh, we could do it in 7. Oh, we could do it in 6. We could do it in 3. And it held up every time. You could even
Yeah.
do it as a damn polka.
Dreamer and the Hoping Machine gives their first ever concert on the 26th of February here at the James, correct? Mm-hmm. And then tickets at the James website, the James IC,
Yep, that's right.
jamesic.com. And, well, now I think we've set some serious expectations. I think we're going to have to hear a little demo of Dreamer and the Hoping
Can
Machine.
do.
Yeah, all right. So let's do that right now.
A 1, 2, You call me out when I'm hating on myself. You lift me up when I'm tearing myself down. You remind me that I'm worthy of my own love, and I can't be my own light when darkness surrounds. You've got to know what feels like love, so you know it when you find it. Love has to start from within, has to grow up strong and wild before it can go out in the world. Starting now, I'm gonna treat myself better, learn to love me like you love me. I call you out when you're hating on yourself. I lift you up when you've got yourself on the floor. So easy to see from the outside, but invisible when it comes to the mirror. You got to know what looks like love, so you don't end up blinded. Love has to start from within, has to grow up strong and wild before it can go out in the world. Starting now, I'm gonna treat myself better, learn to love me like you love me. Yeah, yeah. You've got to know what looks like love, so you don't end up blinded. You've got to know what feels like love, so you know it when you find it. You've got to know what looks like love, so you don't end up blind.
Dreamer and the Hoping Machine in concert at the James Theater in Iowa City. Tickets at thejamesic.com on February 26th. That was great. Thanks so much for sharing a little music with us today. You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.